11 and a half, and we just wanted to keep our foot on the gas in the third quarter and just keep the pace up. I feel like we did a good job of that.
And Phoenix went 5 of 25 from three. How much of that do you feel like was your guys' defensive execution compared to them just kind of missing some shots?
I mean, a big part of this is for us was to fly around, just try and limit them and try and make other guys beat us. So I feel like pulling the 25 threes was a big thing for us and helped us.
De'Aaron set the Sacramento era assist record tonight, passing Mike Bibby. I know you guys are close. Just how cool is that for him to start tracking some of these all-time great numbers for Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean, I've only known him for a little bit, a couple of years, and just to see him be able to break a lot of records, do a lot of great things in the Sacramento uniform while I'm here, it's pretty cool. So I'm excited for him and his journey.
First off, what's your ranking for the Malik dunk?
For the Malik dunk, 3.
Got
It's
him.
only fair. Keegan, even going back to last season, your team has a tendency to respond really well after bad losses and tough losses. What do you think it is about this team that has you guys bouncing back so well?
I feel like we don't dwell on it. I mean, I feel like yesterday in practice was kind of one of our more uplifting practices, just to kind of get out of that mindset of the loss. So just the idea of moving on and going on to the next game, because there's 82 games in a season, so it's not a lot of room to dwell on. So.
Do you have a conversation with De'Aaron about breaking the all-time assist record? And just, what are your thoughts on that for Sacramento era? Him taking over Mike Bibby's spot as the all-time assist leader here.
It's huge. We didn't have a conversation about it in advance, but I think it's a testament to everything that he's been through since he's been here, and his ability to grow as a player and to put his name in the history books. Obviously, he's all over Sacramento history, but I think to do it in this way, in winning fashion, is big time.
Harrison, bouncing back from Wednesday, what was the key for that tonight? And obviously, the third quarter kind of got you to that 29-point lead. Just how crucial was that?
It's big. And I think for us, kind of like I said in advance of that game, we've had some good wins followed by sometimes some ugly losses. And I think for us, it's just trying to find that consistency. I think we're still working towards that. We're still kind of growing our maturity in terms of just approaching every game the right way. And even if we're going to lose a game, I think it's losing our style of play. So it's good to see us getting back to how we play.
Harrison, you've played with a lot of great players in this league over your career. Domantas Sabonis seems to have just normalized a double-double, and now he has 18 triple-doubles, I believe, as a member of the Sacramento Kings. Do you think, whether it's just the NBA circles or whatever, it just takes what Sabonis does for granted because he does it so often?
Absolutely. I think sometimes even, local media or local fans, I think when you just see a guy who comes out there every single night and you just see that type of production, you just almost, like you said, take it for granted. And I think for us as a team, we see the work that he puts in, the work that he does on his body to make sure that he's available, every single night. And it's just a testament to his commitment to being out there. I think you saw that last year, obviously playing through injury, still going out there, putting up that same production, and this year continuing to do the same. I mean, that's huge for all of us. Anytime that we feel like we may not be 100% to kind of push through.
I got two for you, HB. First, defensively, what was different tonight for you guys?
Really just trying to be physical. Obviously, we're fouling a lot, but I think that trying to err on the side of being more aggressive is big for us, because when we let teams settle in, get comfortable, just kind of have their way offensively, that's when the wheels have kind of come off for us this season.
And the second is biggest bugaboo for you guys in back-to-backs this year. Just you haven't won one. What's going to be key tomorrow, especially as the best team in the Western Conference coming into your house?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously you got to look at the tape about the last time we played them, but once again for us, I think it's a matter of where we put up a stand defensively. Are we going to start off the game, like we did tonight, even though, like I said, we were fouling? but just being aggressive, you know, dictating what we want to happen and make sure they feel us, or is it, you know, we're gonna try to just outscore teams and in the third quarter see, you know, what we can try to do after a team is, you know, put up 50 or 60 points in the first half.
Yeah, Harrison, specifically when it comes to your three-point defense, Phoenix goes 5 of 25 from three. Just how big was that in this game, and what do you feel like led to that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, they have, great players in Book and KD, and, you know, they have shooters out there. So for us, you know, just trying to get them off the line, trying to make them, you know, work for shots. I mean, they're still gonna make shots, still gonna do what they do, but how can we just eliminate one or two possessions here or there? Each guy trying to take it upon themselves to try to make them work just a little bit more, and ultimately came out to a great defensive effort from 3-point line tonight.
Here's as of tonight, we know you guys got 4 wins on this game, 6-game homestand with one more to go. How important was that, you know, at least to get that 4th one, you know, going into tomorrow's game?
I think it was more so just responding, you know, after last game. You know, when we watched the tape, you know, there were a lot of things that happened in that game that were uncharacteristic of what we've been trying to become. And I think for us, it was just a matter of getting back to the basics and putting out a good effort. You know, we feel like if we play our style of basketball and we compete the right way, that we're in any game. You know, we can compete with anybody. And I think that was our biggest focus coming tonight, rather than trying to say, you know, this is how many games you have left at home, or, you know, where are we at in a month, or the standings, or anything like that.
Thanks, everyone.
Axel, tengo una pregunta en español para ti, muchacho.
Por supuesto.
¿Cómo te sientes después del partido?
El partido fue muy bien.
Yo tengo que preguntar a 5, pero nada más te voy a dar una.
Repita, por favor.
Chris me dijo que te preguntara 5 preguntas, pero nada más te voy a preguntar una. Gracias.
Tengo conversaciones con él todos los días y él es muy divertido.
Gracias.
Half the team speaks Spanish. So.
Vámonos! Vámonos!
Couldn't win by our guys. You know, they did a heck of a job responding. One of the things we talked about before the game was, you know, we have 100% control over our ability to communicate, our physicality, and the multiple efforts that we give for each possession. And I thought we were pretty good in all those areas. You know, they missed some shots, but they were 5 for 20 from the 3-point line throughout the course of the game. And so that meant that our guys were flying around the right way and trying to contest shots. HB had a big game for us. I thought you know, you're not stopping Kevin Durant. Although Kevin Durant had 28 on 9 for 14, HB did a great job on him throughout the course of the night, just trying to make him work for his shots. And you're very appreciative of having a veteran like HB be able to step up and make a Hall of Fame player like KD work. Obviously, 31 assists on 44 field goals was huge. I thought our pace was big, especially in the third quarter. We came out and got some stops, and we pushed the ball on makes and misses, scoring 16 of our 21 fast break points in the third. Wish we would have put bodies on bodies a little bit more. But at the end of the day, you know, Domus's efficiency, going 12 for 15 from the floor, another triple-double. I don't know how many that he has, but it just seems like it's commonplace for those to pop up for him. But heck of a game by Domus with his efficiency on the offensive end and the big triple-double night.
Mike, a little more on Domas. I think it's 4 triple-doubles this season, 18 as a King. And in addition to that, he just seems to normalize double-doubles on a nightly basis now. How valuable is that to have someone that you can almost pencil in that kind of production across the board a night? And do you think people take that for granted a little bit when watching him?
you know, when great players do stuff like this consistently, I think it's natural for people to think, okay, now great game, but not get excited about it just because that's what he does. And so to be able to recognize it, to highlight it when he does it from time to time is big. And it's up to all of us to highlight it because it's hard. It's hard. It's almost impossible to be a center and get a triple-double, all right? There's only a couple guys out there. Domas is one of them. Jokic might be the other one. I may be forgetting another guy or two, but it's hard to get a triple-double from the center position, first of all, especially as much as he gets them. But a double-double, everybody just thinks it should happen because he always gets double-doubles. And so I don't think it's malicious when people take it for granted at all. It's just expecting what a great player does. And just like Foxy, you know, Foxy has 27. Hey, you're supposed to get 27 for us, and you're supposed to play defense too. Good game, but you did what you're supposed to do for who you are.
I was hoping you could not only remember this moment, but shed some light on what happened. You know, HB gets a 3 in the first half, comes over. It looked like he thanked you for something. Did you recall what that was?
No, did you ask him?
I missed. I meant to, but I forgot. He started speaking Spanish, so it was very.
He spoke Spanish?
Yeah.
Fluently.
What was he saying? Anybody?
Chris asked me to ask him 5 questions in Spanish,
Ah,
and so because I guess he's learning to speak Spanish.
yes, he is.
And he did really good.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. HB's a smart guy. He's very smart. And if he puts his mind on something, he gets it done. But so I got on HB, it was a few games ago, because it was a loose ball and he reached for it. And so I got after him pretty good. And it was a loose ball in front of the bench. And I was just, get on the fly, get on the fly, you know. And he ended up coming up with the loose ball. And so play happened, and then a timeout happened. And he came up to me, he goes, just want you to know, if I don't get on the floor, I will get the loose ball. I said, okay. All right, you don't have to dive on the floor if you're going to come up with it. So that's why I shook my hand.
And I just wondered if any reaction to Malik's dunk. It's not often that you react to some of the dunks that are on there, but I wonder if that one impressed you.
That one impressed. There was another one that he did earlier in the year that was like on somebody that impressed me. He kind of cocked it back and dunked on. So that one caught me off guard. Tonight, I could see it coming, and Malik, he's a freak of an athlete. And sometimes he doesn't look like it, you know, people may not think he looked like it, but he can fly. He can really fly. He should be in the dunk contest, Adam. Did I say that, Adam? He should be in the dunk contest. Only if he wants to. Go ahead.
Coach, it's interesting. Every single time this season you guys face adversity, you're able to battle through it and come out on top. Another great example tonight. Just what's about this team that's able to make that work every single time?
Well, the first thing is, I truly believe that this team wants to play the right way. And, you know, obviously sometimes it doesn't happen. And I think it's a wake-up call, and they realize what they can do better, and they try to embrace what they need to do and go out there and get it done. And, you know, I'm glad they're able to do that. And I think they're trying to fight for consistency, and hopefully we can get it. If we get consistency, as good as those players are in that locker room, we'll have a chance to take off. But again, we got a lot of basketball left. I can't sit here and promise that we may not get smacked again. Hopefully we don't get smacked as many times as we have already. And if we do, hopefully we'll show our resiliency like we did tonight and on other nights to come back and get a win.
And speaking of adversity, I think the biggest adversity you guys have in your place right now is winning on back-to-backs. Haven't done it this year. Just what do you hope that the guys show tomorrow to respond to that adversity?
You know, obviously, you're right. We haven't gotten a win off of back-to-back. We need to go out and play at a higher level. We can't coast against a good Minnesota team coming in here because if they do, obviously they're the best team in the West right now record-wise. It could get ugly. So I think it's a great challenge in front of us because of the times that we faltered. And I believe in our guys. I believe our guys will go out and play good basketball tomorrow to try to get us a win.
Coach, KD told me that at one point during the game he got on you about the amount of doubles and blitzes you were sending his way. Do you recall that exchange?
Yes.
Can you peel the curtain back? Can you take us by some commentary? How that went?
KD came over to me. It was a dead ball situation. He goes, "What's up with all this double teaming? Y'all double teaming me, y'all double teaming, y'all double teaming." I said, "KD, come on, man." I said, "You forgot I was with you 2 years." I said, "You smart. You know exactly what we're trying to do and why we need to do it." He was like, "What?" He kept coming at me. I said, "KD, you ain't baiting me into nothing. You're not fooling me. You smart. You're one of the smartest guys I coach. You know exactly what we're trying to do." And finally he walked away.
Last bit, but does that speak to the personnel around them, or do you feel like you would have been doing that same double blitz action if they had a full team? Because there are guys in and out the roster, so most teams aren't doing that.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a little harder with the more shooting, the more experience that they have on the floor, and I'm sure they miss Beal right now. I'm sure they miss Nurkic right now, but everybody is out games. We missed Fox for 5 games. We missed Keegan, I think, for 7 games. We missed Trey for 13 games. And, you want your whole team, but at the end of the day, you got to play with who you have. They have a lot of really good shooters. I think there were 4 guys in their starting lineup that we labeled as hot, and you take chances when you double, and your rotations have to be right. Just like when they try to double dome us, you take chances, the rotation have to be right, and if we get that ball moving and it's to the right person at the right time, we can make them pay. And so it's a cat and mouse game in that regard when you have great players that have to be double teamed. They make the game easier for the average player in the NBA.
Mike, you mentioned Nurkic being out, and you guys were 28 of 36 in the paint. How concerted was that effort to get Domas going early inside and attack them in the painted area?
It's always an emphasis for us, especially when they played small a lot. They put Mezzi on a little bit, then they went even smaller late in the game, and for us, anytime we feel like we have an advantage down there, it's not necessarily just to post him and get him going in terms of scoring. He has the green light anytime he wants it to catch on the post and go score. But Domas is such a great passer. He's so strong, great vision and all that stuff that he gets a handful of assists from that because teams start to shrink, they do double, and if you overcommit, even if you don't double all the way, if you overcommit or lean towards him a little too much, he's going to find somebody for an open 3. And so for us, it's not just a post-up play, like I said, it's a play for him to make a play as well for his teammates.
Coach De'Aaron broke the Sacramento era record for most assists. What's that like for you to watch him be setting franchise records like that?
He's just getting started. I think the guy's 25, 26, something like that, and he's already broken that record. I mean, there's going to be a lot of records that go down during his time here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
What do you rank Monk's dunk, 1 through 10?
What did Monk rank Keegan's?
3. He did the same thing. Keegan
gave him a 3.
I always tease Keegan, so I'm gonna rate Monk 2.5. I got your back, Keegan. I don't always make fun of you. I got your back on this one.
Thanks, guys. Locker is open.